Wonder if I should put a list of topics, the description.
Oh,
I
yep. There you
see.
go. You went live.
See the live ticker.
I get Windows updates when you go live. So
That's spooky, but helpful. I should try to figure out how to do that.
it's for all of my subscriptions.
Oh, that's neat. Oh, right. You can turn on notifications, which everybody needs to do because
They're cool
YouTube
until you
murders
get
it.
home and there's like 10 waiting for you, and you have to manually click out of all of them.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I got you, fam.
You just have to sit and enjoy the knowledge.
All right. It looks like we are live. We've already got some people there in the chat. That was quick. You guys are fast today. Let me make sure I got the itinerary and everything important up.
Ooh, I cannot see the chat, so I'll leave that to you.
Well, I mean, it's a podcast, so we're not really gonna be addressing chat too much until maybe the very end of it.
Right. I just mean like
That-
in case anyone's saying like the audio is too low, or what's that squealing noise, or
or what's
why
that
is everything on
horrifying
fire?
noise? Well, that's normal. That's just how Florida is. But all right, I think I'm ready to rock and roll. I still, John, I wanted to say to you earlier, I almost picked up 15 the other day
Why not?
because I thought I was gonna have time to play it. I thought I was gonna have time, and I was just looking at it like, you know what? I could just go ahead and buy this right now.
Oh my God.
But then I thought, oh wait, no, I can't buy it right now because if I buy it, I'm gonna buy it digitally, and I can't buy it digitally right now because I've got no space on my PS4, so I might as well wait until I get a PS4 Pro, and then I didn't buy Final Fantasy. So still no Final Fantasy 15 for me, and now I guess I'm just waiting for another excuse to get the Pro.
It's been a month and a half,
Uh-huh.
and you still don't have one of the best games that dropped this year.
True.
Okay,
These
so
are true statements.
I know this is a weird question coming from me, but is there any word on a PC release?
That's also what I'm waiting for.
Not yet. Square has that exclusivity deal with the consoles, so
With Sony, yeah.
no, actually, I mean, it's 15's on Xbox though.
Is it?
But
Oh, okay. I thought it was only on PlayStation right now.
Let's see, 15. I'm pretty sure it's on Xbox. Yeah, it's on Xbox.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I would snatch that up in a heartbeat for PC.
And that's the other thing.
Everyone would.
I would absolutely play it on PC because guess what? My PC is high end. I can play that sort of thing, and I don't have to worry about hard drive space or silly PlayStation things. And but yes, that's the real reason why I haven't picked it up. I just don't have the space for it, and I refuse to delete anything that's currently on my PS4.
I understand that much.
Everything that's on there right now, I play too much, and I almost bought a hard drive, but then I thought to myself, why would I buy a hard drive if I'm just planning on buying
a Pro.
PS4 Pro?
Yep.
Whenever that happens. So it's all going to depend on when I actually get down there and buy myself a Pro.
I'm going to buy mine in February. I'm pretty much just going to set out a date.
Mm-hmm. You're going to buy it 1 month before the Switch?
Yep.
Nate, how much do you want to bet that answer is going to change by next Thursday?
I was going to say, yeah, no, that's not going to last.
Yeah, that may be a thing.
Especially if what we think is true and like all of the Nintendo games we could ever want and dream for are being launched with the console.
Well, I mean, look, I'm trying not to get too excited and too wrapped up in what ifs and what could happen and what I'm hoping happens with the Switch, because that's a recipe for disaster.
And also
for just letting yourself down.
Well,
no, in 7 days. Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, not 5 days. Right. You're right. But there's so many rumors and there's so many leaks out right now about the Switch and what's potentially coming with it that are coming from reputable sources and several different sources all reporting on the same thing. That's really making me think that we're going to be getting a lot of things within the launch window of the Switch, which is good. It's exactly what we wanted for that console.
It's what the console needs, because Wii U had a lackluster launch, and I don't think we've gotten a good console launch since the GameCube. The Wii had Twilight Princess, but other than that,
but the GameCube had that too.
Dude,
yeah, but the GameCube had that as well.
We had Wii Sports.
Now, you want to say that as a joke, but Wii Sports was like one of the best-selling games of the last generation.
It's because it
I
was
wasn't saying
packaged
that
with
as
the
a joke.
console. It's because it was packaged with the
It
console.
was, but it was
and that
very.
was its sales.
It was still very popular. Like my parents still play Wii Sports. They were down there. I was with them the other day, and they were playing Wii Sports Resort.
Mm.
Like they love that game.
Also, it was only packaged with the console in America.
Really?
Oh, that's
Everywhere else
true.
had to buy it.
That's true. We got that for free.
Nintendo in Japan still thinks that the stupid Americans like wouldn't understand the premise of the console.
The
so they had
concept.
to.
Hey, whatever. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
right?
Japan, because Wii Sports and Wii Sports is a fantastic game. It is. It was a great. It was meant as sort of a proof of concept sort of thing. You're exactly right. It was packaged in there to show here's what you can do with this console. Sort of like what Nintendo Lands or Nintendo Worlds, whatever that Wii U title game was for.
It was
to show
Nintendo Land.
Nintendo Lands, yeah, to show you what you can do with the console, what you can do with the controllers, and it worked. It just so happened to be really fun. Wii Sports was a really fun game. I'm happy with it. So,
But still,
maybe...
most of its sales, I would say most of its sales. No, not a lot of people bought that game individually from the console I guess in the States, because in Europe and Japan, I guess they had to buy it separately. But I don't think there would be a lot of people that would buy that game separately from the console if they had the choice between it and another title. That's just kind of like, I mean, yes, it's fun. It's a very decent game, but I would probably spend my money elsewhere if I had the choice.
Well, I mean, it also had word of mouth after the Wii came out because after the Wii's initial drop, word spread like wildfire of how crazy and weird and fun the system was. And one of the big selling points of that was Wii Sports. People were talking about, yeah, there's this crazy bowling game and like tennis game you can play with the controller. And people were like, oh yeah, well, I'll try that out. So I won't underestimate the sales of something. And who knows if we're going to be getting something like that with the Nintendo Switch itself. I guess that might be something we're finding out in the coming week.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
But, going back to what we were talking about before for a moment, what exactly is pushing you guys to get the Pro? Beyond just like
nothing
space.
Nothing.
Well, nothing but having it for longevity reasons, just to have that's mainly why Sean and I are considering it. Just go ahead and getting it out of the way right now rather than later, because it's going to be.
You're not buying into VR?
No, I'm not buying into VR. No, I'm not a VR type of person. That's not my. That's not the basis of my consumerism, I guess you could say.
See, for me, the only reason why I would buy a PS4 Pro is if the game ran better in VR.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I've talked about VR on the show a little bit before, but I own the PS4 virtual console headset or virtual reality headset, and I'm not loving VR that much.
Really?
Like it's super awesome, but like games just aren't made for it right now yet. Like we're getting a lot of like tacked on experiences. Like,
it's very early on.
I played the RE7 demo.
Which is coming out in just like a week or two.
Yeah. And how do I put it? Like, it feels like it's tacked on, and I get motion sick just walking around the house. The fear is real. If you put on that headset, and you step into that mansion, and damn, like I there were points where I had to just stop and like take a few deep breaths to stop myself from having a panic attack.
Remind yourself it's a game.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. Like in real life, like you're playing a game like RE7 or Outlast or whatever. You know, you get a big jump scare. You press pause, take a deep breath, maybe look around the room to remind yourself you're in reality and that there isn't like a crazed psycho need to jab a fork into your neck. But in virtual reality, you look away and there's still virtual reality. And that's
true.
It's horrifying.
But you said it makes you a little bit nauseous.
It does, and it's not the motion sickness per se. Like a lot of people, like you whip your head around, nauseous.
Yeah,
it's the disconnect between where your head is looking and where the camera is pointing.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
In the RE7 demo, since you have to walk around, you can't just like turn your head in full 360 degrees. So they give you the option to turn the camera manually, either by like 20-degree increments or with full fluid control. And I chose the fluid control, and that works best, but unless you keep your head perfectly still and only aim with the camera, you're fighting your with your eyes. It's almost like, you know, you're trying to look one way with your by tilting your head, but also trying to look the other way by turning your eye. And it feels really bizarre.
That's one of the big problems with VR. We've spoken about this on the podcast before. There's so many things you have to get right. You have to keep a steady frame rate above a certain number of frames, or else it makes people sick. You give people motion sickness. There's this disconnect, exactly like what you said. When you're looking in a direction and the game is pointing somewhere else, that completely throws you off. That also gives you motion sickness. And it's so many issues right now that it looks like are being checked off on PSVR that really kind of edge me away from wanting to pick one up until they figure all that out.
I'm not too confident in VR as a whole. It's very, very primitive in its current state. And for me as a consumer, for VR to be worth that $300, $400, $500 even like price
in
tag,
addition to buying a PS4,
in addition to buying a console, it really needs to be top notch. Like I need to have it be not the worst $500 I've spent.
And that's what PSVR is.
Because that's what I'm afraid of if I'm going to purchase a VR headset. It has to be worth that price tag for me to go out and say, you know what, I feel like blowing $500 on something today. No, it's just going to sit there and be a paperweight. I think I already blew $300 a few years ago buying the Vita. Rest in peace.
Rip.
And that's probably, I mean, I got some good hours out of it, but it hasn't had the longevity that I wish it would have back when I bought it. But for VR, it's kind of a similar situation where I'm struggling to reason out a scenario in which that purchase would be warranted. That's kind of my view as a consumer. I don't want to spend $500 just for it to be a paperweight for the next 3-4 years.
And it's a lot more than just a paperweight. Like with the Vita, you can at least tuck it away somewhere.
Yeah.
If you don't feel like looking at it. This headset, it's got giant bulky wires. It's got an adapter for the PS4. You've got to be able to plug it into the wall. Like, it just takes up so many resources and space that if you're not 100% sold on VR, like there were a couple of people a couple of podcasts that I've listened to that have suggested like the idea of like virtual reality cafes and virtual reality theaters. Like you rent a room and you sit down and you have the whole room and you can walk around in it like with like an HTC Vive, and then you're done. You leave. You pay $50 for the experience and you leave.
Yeah,
afterwards.
something like that.
That's the ideal setup for virtual reality in my mind. Like I would do that every weekend. Pay $50 to like spend 3 hours in a virtual world.
Yeah, and you know, there's certainly all kinds of other non-gaming uses for VR. Hold on, let me turn around and grab it. I have one of those Samsung Gear VR headsets for phones. No, it's actually pretty neat. I don't use it for any games whatsoever. Okay. No games whatsoever. The only thing I use it for is like watching Twitch or watching movies, and it's absolutely incredible for that. It's a great little multimedia device that when you put it on, you can change your environment. You basically, you can have it so that you're basically sitting alone in a movie theater or on the moon or something like that. And that's mainly what I use it for. I don't use it to play any sorts of games. I just use it as a kind of a social thing. And good.
I'm sorry. You can actually do that in PSVR with right now.
Exactly. And that's mainly what I use it for, little social experiences like that. So absolutely, when you say you'd like to be able to just go to a cafe and maybe hang out with people and sit back in a virtual reality world for a few hours, I'd love that. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, but anyways, I think, go ahead.
I was going to say, once VR gets to the point where multiple people can interact in virtual space, I think that's when VR is going to be big.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like Second Life or some other. So I don't think like we're ever
Good
going to
God,
get to the
Second
point where you're
Life.
going to get like Sword Art Online levels of interactivity. But
You never know.
being able to walk around as your avatar,
That'd be cool.
I'd give it about maybe 50, 60 years, maybe before we even get to that point.
Oh, yeah.
If that. It's going to take a long while before VR is going to get to a point where it's going to be full immersive.
Well, by that point, we'll have like brain implants and things. So
no.
It'd be a completely spooky world. But VR is moving forward, and I think we finally got a real foothold in the realm of VR, and companies are actually starting to invest in it. So hopefully we have some pretty decent discoveries and changes coming with the platform in the future. But I think that's a good enough running into the show. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the End of the Week podcast for January 7th, 2017, the first show of the new year. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year, John. Happy New Year, Nate. How you guys doing? How was your winter break?
Short.
First, John.
Short.
Super short. I go back on Monday. I hate it.
Rip.
Yep.
Rest in peace. Small man.
I got my first dusting of snow this morning throughout the winter break. That was brief.
Lasted all of a few seconds.
Lasted all of like 2 hours before the wind just picked it off the ground. It's like light dusting just blew it away.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, it's just been brief. Glad we made it a year doing the show, even though we've had technical difficulties the past few weeks. It's been good.
Still, man, good. 31 episodes in, not bad.
Yeah. I think we started doing this last year around the same time, around the first week of January. That's when we did our first episode.
I think it was because we discussed it like immediately after the Game Awards.
Yep.
And started the show back up in January. So yeah, we've made it basically a full year. Haven't had one every week, but pretty good. 31 episodes is not bad. Not bad at all, I think. But how was your winter break, Nate? Filled with work?
My one day off.
Your one day, yeah. This man understands the struggle.
Saying, like, I only had 2 weeks off. It's like, well, fuck you, man. Like, I had a day, and I had to put in vacation time at that. But
oof, ouch.
Yeah,
life of a government man.
But yeah, it's currently snowing here, so that's not great.
I don't know what you're talking about. To us who live in the South and like the heat, snow sounds great.
Yep.
Well, for you, it starts snowing and then it reaches like 5 feet off the ground and becomes rain, and you just flood out.
Oh yeah, excellent. Well, just drink it. I'm sure it's safe. I'm sure the groundwater of your state is completely safe.
I like to imagine that there's just like thousands of people out in the streets holding open bottles. They're just collecting the snow as it turns to rain. They market that as like polar ice or something.
Fresh snow water, the purest. The purest snow water.
Only the best drinking snow.
Oh my God.
Vintage drinking snow.
Don't if you're listening to this, don't do that. Don't go outside and drink the snow water.
Yeah. Especially if you live in New Jersey, because that means it's been through a plow, and yeah, no, that's not a good idea.
The dirtiest snow water. But I've had a pretty good winter break. It's been filled with anticipation for the coming year, because we've got a lot of games coming out this year, man.
Oh boy, we do.
Like, the list of games we've got coming out this year is absolutely ridiculous. Something like 300 titles that you had to whittle down to just a few that we can go over really quick before we dive on into the big topic for today's podcast, which is, of course, the Nintendo Switch. Big news for that coming out. We've got a lot of rumors to go over, some of which we've talked about in previous episodes of the show, but have gotten some more evidence pointing towards them being a reality this week. And next week, of course, on Thursday, the 12th, I want to say, we have what's going to be the first real official software look at the Nintendo Switch, followed by, I don't know if you or John had heard about this, we're going to have a Treehouse Live session of live streams on the 13th, Friday, after the software unveiling on Thursday, which is very, very big. Treehouse usually saves that for stuff like E3, where they generally hold all-day live streams just showing off nothing but games and software. So I'm really excited to see that.
Yeah, but, that's going to be the key. Like, that's where we're going to get all of the real answers.
Yeah, it's going to be the, oh my, I can't wait. It's finally time. I mean, this thing is coming out in less than 2 months now. So it's good that we're finally getting to see a software lineup. And
Oh,
it also means a lot. If Treehouse is going to be having a Treehouse Live for the Switch, that means they've got a lot of software ready right now, which is good.
or
Very good.
they could pull an E3 and just, we're going to
Show
be
Zelda.
playing Breath of the Wild again.
I wouldn't even be mad. I wouldn't even be
Wouldn't be
mad.
mad.
If it was the Switch version of Breath of the Wild, I wouldn't even be mad because all they've shown thus far is the Wii U version. Even at the Game Awards last month, they only showed the Wii U version.
Mm-hmm.
They did not show the Switch version, so it would be our first time seeing the Nintendo Switch version, and I would be happy with that. But anyways, before we dive on into that, Nate, why don't you take us through some of the games that we're going to be getting in the coming year?
Okay. So, in January, and this is just a few. In January, we're looking at Dragon Quest VIII: Journey of the Cursed King.
Nintendo 3DS, finally.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just excited that that's finally coming out.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I get through even a fraction of 7.
You won't.
I won't. Speaking of 7s, we've got Resident Evil 7 coming out on January 24th for PC, PS4, PSVR, and Xbox One. PC.
Yes.
That might be a thing.
VR. Kiss yourself.
That might be a thing in the future.
HTC Vive would be good for that.
No.
Yes,
Oh,
it would.
no.
No.
The fear
No,
is
it
real.
wouldn't. Not going to happen, especially not on PC where everything actually looks real.
No, the problem with that is you would play the game in VR and then get spooked, and then take your headset off, and then look at your wallet, and then get spooked, and then go back into the VR.
It's a cycle.
It's a vicious cycle. On January 24th, we also get Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. You can say that in all.
That's a mouthful. Square is milking the Kingdom Hearts franchise for all they're worth. They keep
and I'm going to buy it. And
everyone's going to buy it.
I'll finally be able to have, with that, I'll finally be able to have the entirety of the Kingdom Hearts franchise on PS4. That's why I'm going to buy it. I'll finally have it on one console.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then as soon as you do that, they're going to release a boxed set with all of them in one, like, glorious-looking tin box that's Keyblade shaped.
The Super Omega Deluxe Edition?
Yeah.
No. They're going to release that. They're going to release that, and then for this package only, you get 2.9 HD.
Oh no!
Oh
no! With one additional Sephiroth boss fight.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It'll be a big silver tin box, and it'll have the Mickey Mouse ears that are always pointing in your direction, no matter which way you look at it.
Oh no! I don't need that.
And my personal pick for January is Disgaea 2. The PC port is coming out on the 31st.
Oh, nice.
February, we're looking at the amazing looking Neo. That's going to be February 7th.
Yep.
Halo Wars 2 is coming out on PC, Xbox One, February 21st.
Mm-hmm.
And on the 28th, we're going to be looking at Horizon Zero Dawn.
That's the game I'm looking forward to.
It's the one you're looking forward to. So, are you planning on having a PS4 by the time that comes out? Because that's one of the games that's supposed to play better on the Pro, right?
That's why I'm getting it.
Excellent.
And it'll also give us a little bit of insight into like how the engine works for Death Stranding.
That's true. Yeah.
Sure.
Then finally in March we're gonna have Mass Effect Andromeda on the 31st. Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 remix.
Here we go again. Not 2 months later. They're like, here you go. Here's more. Here you go.
Oh my god.
You definitely asked for this. Here you go.
Speaking of twofers, we've got Danganronpa 1 and 2 Reload on PS4. It's like a combo pack of the first and second.
It's a bundle.
Yeah, in HD.
Okay.
It's gonna be great.
Nice.
And then finally we have Ghost Recon Wildlands on PC, PS4, and Xbox One on the 7th. Sean, I'm probably gonna buy that. I hope that you buy it, maybe on PC. But maybe we can get some of our old Ghost Recon shenanigans going.
You want to play it on PC and not PS4? Okay, I can do that.
Mostly because I can stream it on PC.
I can. Well, I mean, you can stream on PS4. PS4 has built-in streaming services. Remember?
That's true, but I can't.
PC's better.
Yeah. Like, wait, did I just say that? Shit. And then some honorable mentions. Persona 5 coming out April 4th. Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition coming out April 7th. Yooka-Laylee on the 11th of April.
That's gonna
Finally.
be hard. Persona 5 comes out a week before Yooka-Laylee. Like, what do I do?
You'll never have it done.
I'll never have. What?
You guys hear that they snagged Grant Kirkhope?
Yeah, they snagged him and Wise. Yeah,
it's all the rare big heads from back in the day. Yeah, they're all working on Yooka-Laylee. I thought you were talking about something else with Grant Kirkhope, which is one of the Nintendo Switch rumors coming out.
Mm-hmm.
A Super Mario RPG game with Mr. Kirkhope doing the score.
Dude, you can't derail me right now, okay? I have a list of words in front of me. I can already barely read as it is. Spring 2017, we got Sonic Mania. Q2 2017, we've got Valkyria Revolution.
Wait. There's a new Valkyria game?
Yes, there is.
I put it on this list for you.
Yes.
Yes. On June 20th, something we're all excited for, Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood.
Rip our life.
Correct.
Right.
Summer's gonna be ripped.
Correct.
Late 2017, we've got Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Somebody's getting far. Gonna take you for a ride.
And then finally, TBD,
Oh my God.
we've got Scalebound and Detroit Become Human ARF.
Scalebound looks kind of cool. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the game is. Detroit is David Cage.
David Cage.
Yeah, seriously. I mostly put that on this list to laugh at.
To laugh at David Cage?
Yeah.
We'll see, man.
Actually, some final runners up. Just gonna shotgun these. Parappa the Rapper Remastered. Loco Roco. Patapon Remastered. Ni no Kuni 2. Revenant Kingdom.
Yes.
Uncharted The Lost Legacy. Windjammers. Dauntless. The Last of Us 2. Death Stranding. God of War. Metal Gear Survive. Hang on.
All of that this year.
That one doesn't exist. I'm just gonna
delete that off the list.
I just
been
real time as Nate just asked Metal Gear Survive from the list.
Stricken from the record. Motion passes.
Redacted.
Goodbye.
Hold on.
Oh man.
There we go. Redacted. It does not exist. But yeah, it's going to be a very busy year for games, which is a good thing. We got a lot to look forward to this year. That's certainly a very hefty list. I'm actually surprised. I didn't realize God of War and Death Stranding were both coming out this year.
I don't think they are.
You think it's going to be delayed?
I don't think Stranding is. Maybe God of War, but I think Stranding is going to be in 2018.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Anyway, Kojima has a game ready by the end of this year. There's no way.
Same here. I was gonna say God of War I could see coming out this year. Death Stranding is definitely good.
There's certainly precedent for him playing his games, but at the same time he said that this game won't take nearly as long to create. So
that's true.
Maybe he'll pull off like a Kojima miracle. This will be a really concise, compact story. Nah. That's not good.
I was about to say, what do you mean compact story? This is Kojima, bruh.
Kojima likes to expand. All he does is expand.
That's all he does.
Man, I wish I had the expand dong thing set up for the stream.
That's what we need to work on. We're doing these live now. We need to work on having having emotes and stuff specifically up for streams.
Yeah, we do.
Well, technically, we have that. We have Discord. We can do that. We have the technology.
Possible.
It is.
Can go beyond Super Saiyan.
But should we? But anyway, so that's pretty much it for the list of upcoming games. Of course, missing from that list is anything coming from Nintendo, because as of yet, we don't quite know what's coming out from Nintendo this year, although it is very heavily speculated that they're going to have a full plate of releases for their newest console, the Nintendo Switch, which is going to be where we pivot the conversation next. Because, of course, as we've been talking, if you've been listening to the podcast or if you've been watching my channel with the videos that have been coming out, the Nintendo Switch has a lot of information coming out as of late. Next week is going to be a very big week for it. We have basically a Nintendo Direct coming out on January 12th, Thursday, for the Nintendo Switch, where they're going to be showing off the software architecture, the new games, the new system. all of that is finally going to be revealed, and it's about time. So we're going to spend a little bit of time right now talking a bit about what we expect from that specific show on Thursday. What are you guys looking forward to?
Games.
Besides Zelda?
Yes. Very yes.
Metroid.
Besides Zelda, there's Zelda. Also, it's this little known title called Zelda.
Metroid. No.
But have you considered The Legend of Zelda?
Oh.
Yeah, see, and a lot of people forget about The Legend of Zelda when they're talking about Zelda. Yeah, I'm expecting a very heavy presence from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Nintendo recently set up a website where they've been posting screenshots every week of the game. Have you guys been keeping up with that?
No, I haven't.
Tiny bits. I've been watching a lot of Game Explain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been covering basically the new screenshots every week. One of the recent ones showed off what may be a returning character.
Who?
Beetle.
Really?
Big Man Beetle. In one of the recent screenshots, I think, as a matter of fact, in the most recent screenshot that Nintendo put up on the website, it shows there's a building that's kind of like made by horse enthusiasts. It's probably going to be where you go to get your horse. It shows a merchant walking towards it, and that merchant is carrying a big backpack shaped like a beetle.
Nice.
Just completely shaped like a beetle. And it looks like Mr. Beetle might be returning he was in Wind Waker and Skyward Sword, I want to say, right?
Right, yeah. Now all we need is Groose.
Oh, yes. Yeah, look.
Bum, 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 bum.
Low-key the best character in Skyward Sword.
Low-key the best character of all time.
He might just be the best Legend of Zelda character ever made.
Dude, I still think it would have been way better if Demise had used Groose as his, like, vessel at the end, and you fight Groose throughout all of time.
The final battle is against Groose, big boss of the Zelda franchise.
It would explain the orange hair. Ganon's orange hair. It definitely would explain it.
And his naturally big man status.
Yes.
Groose was a very big man. Some would say he was the biggest.
I came into Hyrule and I saw its emerald hills. I coveted its wind and its Zeldas.
Yep, I knew I had to make them big too. But yeah, I'm expecting to see definitely some Zelda next week, but I really don't think they're going to take the entirety of their time next week in the Direct and focus in on Zelda. I think we're probably going to be getting a look at the new Mario title. At the very least, I don't know if that'll be a launch title, but I get the feeling we're probably going to be able to get a look at that.
It'll be a fall title, probably.
Yeah, I would say it's probably going to be a fall to winter release.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely some of the other titles that were shown off in the previous Switch reveal video, stuff like Mario Kart, which looks like we talked a bit about this before, but what do you guys think about it? Do you think it's going to be an enhanced version of 8, or do you think we're getting Mario Kart 9?
It's going to be an enhanced version of 8, definitely.
I think it's going to be a combination of the both. I don't think Nintendo has the balls to say Mario Kart 8 5. I think they'll instead just call it like Mario Kart
Switch.
Yeah, Mario Kart Switch, I think is exactly what it's.
I mean, we already saw the double dash, so
yeah,
I mean, that's going to be an element of it. But hopefully they add more tracks and more game modes and other things, because I don't know about you guys, but the battle mode hasn't been the same since 64. I don't know what it is.
It's been Garbo since basically 64.
I don't know what it is, but they need to fix that battle game mode, dude.
Mm-hmm. It was really bad in Mario Kart, like Mario Kart 7.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
But I do believe it's probably going to be in like a complete version of Mario Kart 8. It'll be a version of Mario Kart 8 with all the DLC that came out packaged in, plus a few, maybe some new tracks, a new game mode. We saw on the trailer itself that there were some elements from Mario Kart Double Dash in there, the double item system, and the characters that showed up in there were characters that were not in Mario Kart 8. So one of the rumors about the Switch is that it's going to be getting several Wii U games in more complete forms with extra content. And on that list was Mario Kart 8. And I would certainly believe that. Continuing forward, a couple of other games that are supposedly getting like Wii U titles that are getting ported over to the Switch with additional content are Super Smash Brothers, which I definitely believe that. Xenoblade Chronicles X, which I'm happy about because that's a huge, great game that, in my opinion, didn't get as much didn't get the recognition it deserved because it was on the Nintendo Wii U.
I'm still mad.
Which you should be. You should be mad at Jay.
I was gonna say I'm mad at Jordan for tricking me into buying that game.
Yeah, he told you to buy it. You did, and he never got it.
Yeah.
To this day, still has never picked up Xenoblade Chronicles X. But I would love it if that was a title that was moving over to the Wii U with maybe some additional content. It's a huge game. That's a massive game, and I would love to see it over on the Wii U. We know Elder Scrolls 5 are on Switch, right? We know Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Special Edition is coming to Wii U or to Switch, which I'm super excited about. Portable Skyrim is literally a dream. I've come to terms with the fact that it's going to be a less impressive version than probably the PS4 and PC versions of it. It's probably not going to have mod support. It's probably not going to look nearly as good. But still, it's Elder Scrolls on the run. That's amazing. So hopefully we get to see this.
Skyrim does a good enough job of making itself look bad on it. So
true. That's what mods are for. But hopefully we get to see some of that next week on the 12th. Splatoon is also something that's moving forward. I don't know if you guys did any investigative research into that, but I think it's been confirmed that it is a better looking version of the game that's coming to Switch. Some of the textures and graphics definitely look different to how they did on the Wii U, which I'm happy about.
Like hairstyles are the new thing.
Yeah, that's going to be, well, I mean, that just kind of fits in with the whole design of Splatoon anyway. But yeah, maybe we'll be able to get to see some of that stuff. That's the stuff we know about. Is there anything we don't know about that you guys would like to see?
Metroid. If my optimistic self can bring it to be, Paper Mario.
There is a rumor that a Paper Mario game, or rather a Mario RPG game, is in development for the Switch right now.
Gino, Milo, please,
it's
Smithy,
looking like that might be a thing. And then there was also the rumor that that there's going to be a Mario RPG Rabbids crossover game with Grant Kirkhope doing the score, which is weird, but okay.
Rabbids
and Super Mario. Rabbids from Rayman and Super Mario and an RPG scored by Grant Kirkhope.
That is weird.
I don't buy the RPG bit. I can see that being a mini game collection. I don't understand why it would be an RPG.
I'm gonna be disappointed if it's a mini game collection.
It was that was something that was reported by Game Explain a little while back. That it's going to be a new Mario RPG that features Rabbids, with Grant Kirkhope scoring it. All I know is I want that to happen.
I suppose I would much rather Grant Kirkhope do, like, I don't know, Mario and Luigi, or a proper Paper Mario. Speaking of which, John, have you played Paper Jam yet?
No, and I don't think I ever will.
That's a shame. It's a decent game. It's a pretty good game, and it features Paper Mario. It's the closest you're gonna get to a Paper Mario RPG.
No,
take it or leave it.
I'm gonna wait. I will put on my tombstone. Only once a Paper Mario game. Only. As soon as they make one, I'm gonna rise.
Only once a Paper Mario game.
Somebody's gonna be walking around a graveyard, and it's just like, rest in peace. You were a beautiful soul. Family misses you. And then there's one that's just 1,000 Year Door was the best one.
1,000 Year Door was the best Paper Mario.
It was.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. You're really not wrong. But I would look forward to seeing some sort of Paper Mario game. I think, and I don't know what's telling me to believe this, I think we might be seeing a revamp of Star Fox Zero.
I don't. Because Platinum co-developed that, and I don't think they want anything to do with that game anymore. Like
they shouldn't,
their
because
their chief stepped down because of
that game. And you know what? I feel kind of bad saying this, but it's all Miyamoto's fault.
It really is. The whole like you have to aim concept. While I love it and I think it works great, it did not work at all.
Nope.
Everyone hated it.
Yep.
That's a shame.
It was an unnecessary. It was an unnecessary change to the game that really just it limited the market for it. First off, because people who saw were like, "Oh, you have to play it like this." Now, I'm not gonna invest the time in learning how to do that. And it was wonky for the people who did play it. You almost did it, Miyamoto. If you would have just left in a normal Star Fox control scheme, things would have been
patched
fine.
it in.
Or patched it in. Yeah, put in like compatibility for Wii U Pro, which is why I would like to see, or GameCube. That works too.
GameCube controller compatibility. That game would have.
It would have had to have been developed like that from the start.
Yeah,
I think that was the problem because
they built the game around the control scheme.
Yeah, exactly. If you just patch in controller support, the entire game would break. You wouldn't be able to kill anything. All the enemies would be.
Yeah, because they have that full 360 degrees, the free roam. They can go all over the place, and it'd be a little bit harder to keep up with them. But yeah, building the game around that control concept was just not the best idea. And I would love to see a revamped version of it that I would actually want to play with more traditional control. Maybe a pipe dream. But I think one of the big things we all would like to see next week is, of course, a Metroid title. Like, duh. We all want to see the next Metroid Prime or just the next big Metroid game.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Big.
The biggest.
So other than that, anything else you guys are expecting to see next Thursday?
Just game wise, I'm hoping that 4.
Oh yeah, that's another one that was pushed away from the Wii U and it ported supposedly over to the Switch because it was nearly done, wasn't it?
Well, a Pikmin title was declared to be done, and then we got that Pikmin 3DS game announced.
Oh no!
So my fear is that is what Miyamoto was talking about.
Oh no!
Yeah, I hope that they don't shy away from Switch Pikmin because Pikmin 3 did not sell tremendously well, I don't believe.
Despite the fact that it was a good game.
Despite the fact that it was a great game. It was on the Wii U. People didn't like the Wii U. They protested it out of nothingness. Whatever. So I really hope that we get to see another. If it's not launch, I can live with that. Whatever. The promise of another Pikmin game would be enough for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a good franchise, and I'd be really happy to get that back. So yeah, that's something I would love to see.
Animal
other big
Crossing reboot.
A real Animal Crossing, not Happy Home Designer or anything like that. Give me a real one.
And not just the exact same game with like 5 new pieces of furniture and like 1 new villager. That's cute. Give me like the original Animal Crossing wowed me. The one on DS kept me playing for years. Every single one after that has been a rehashing of the exact same thing with minor graphical tweaks to make it seem kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Add stuff. Add farming. Add...
it's time to expand on the formula because you're absolutely right. When it comes down to it, Animal Crossing is maintaining your town, maintaining your friendships, and collecting things. And that's great. That's super fun. It's a fine series. But after a while, I get bored with it. I just decide, you know what? I don't feel like going and picking weeds or planting flowers in my town. I don't feel like going and talking to somebody just because it's their birthday or sending a present. And I've already collected everything I want. I've paid off my debt. I got the biggest house. I've basically pillaged the island of all the valuable bugs and fish. I just don't feel like getting on and doing that anymore. It's about time they added something new to the form.
Exactly. And that game, it's such a shame too because the Wii U was the perfect console for it. Animal Crossing has always needed a sense of community that it's not getting. And
true.
With Miiverse, that was closer than ever before. Can you imagine just like go into town hall and it's like, oh, you've got 5 alerts. The item you were looking to trade is available. Like, or like this new hot tip from Guitar Lover 65. Like, you can find this seashell on this island at this hour. Go get it.
Or how about this? Living in a town with your friends online.
Living in a town with your friends. Happy Home Academy scores being rated by other people.
Yep.
And them sending pictures of their houses so that you know what you're doing instead of having to go on, like, say, a forum. Just finding that in game. That's the kind of stuff I want to see in Animal Crossing.
Absolutely.
More interactivity, please. Yeah, Animal Crossing. Can't really think of anything else.
Yeah, we've covered a bunch of big name titles. We'd love to. Well, we know we're going to be seeing Zelda. We'd love to see Mario. But you got something new?
I know the one.
Let me know.
Monster Hunter.
Oh, yes. Monster Hunter. You know what? I have a conspiracy theory. I think we're getting a Switch port of Double Cross.
We better. We fucking better.
I really think we are, because the timing of Double Cross's release is just it's too conspicuous. Last year, after Generations came out, we got a notice from Capcom saying, "Hey, we're working on another Monster Hunter title. It's going to be out March of 2017." And then, of course, months later, they announced Double Cross, and everybody thought, "Oh, okay, it's Double Cross. It's the next 3DS thing." But the launch of Double Cross happening pretty much immediately at the same time as the launch of the Switch.
Very conspicuous.
There's something conspicuous. There's something shady about that, and I'm really thinking and hoping that it's going to be like 3 Ultimate, where we got a console launch of the Wii U version of 3 Ultimate, and then the 3DS version of 3 Ultimate. I would love it if we got a Switch launch of 3 Ultimate and a 3DS launch of Double Cross, rather. I really want that to be a thing, because I want to play Monster Hunter on Switch. Like a console experience Monster Hunter that I can take on the go. Are you kidding me? What do you mean?
Seriously. And I that would perfectly fit the idea that I said, whereas like Monster Hunter works better on the go, so they don't want to sell it on consoles anymore.
True. But here's a console that can go on the go.
Exactly. Everybody's happy.
I'm down with that. Do it.
And
do it.
The game's also, I had told you guys about this before, but I hadn't said it on the show. Save game transferring. Transfer all your progress from Cross to Double Cross.
That is one of the things I'm most excited about. I don't have to start over. I can just transfer my character from Cross straight into Double Cross and move on from there.
Yes, please.
Off into G rank or double G rank or double X G rank or whatever's going to be offered in that game. And I am super psyched about that. And look, Nintendo, Capcom, you guys already proved that you could do that with the Nintendo 3DS and the Wii U. You already proved that it worked. I think those games sold fantastic. Monster Hunter is a super popular franchise. It's super popular on Nintendo consoles. Do it.
You know what? I'll take it a step further. I am willing to pay $20 for a Monster Hunter amiibo if you make it so that I can tap it on my 3DS and then tap it on my Switch, and I'm playing my 3DS save on my Switch. $20. I will do it.
Look, the amiibo doesn't even have to be functional. I'll still buy it.
Right? I will take one that is literally a burnt meat amiibo.
Yes. Oh, dude. Oh, I would love that if Nintendo, like, if they allowed third-party amiibo. Well, they already do with like Shovel Knight and what. If they did a Monster Hunter amiibos, that'd be the coolest thing. Like, I'd have my cat. I'd have some burnt meat. So tasty.
I will take a Kongolala that actually farts on you throughout the day, just periodically. The smelliest.
The smelliest amiibo. We'll buy that if you port this freaking game to Switch. That's all we want, man. That's all we want. But yeah, I think that might be a thing, and maybe we'll see that next week. Maybe we won't. I hope we do. That would be something absolutely fantastic. Other than that, I can't think of any other big name titles. We covered the Mario, we covered the Metroid, we covered the Zelda. We covered Smash. That is another title that is speculated to be transferred from the Wii U over to the Nintendo Switch, and it's looking like what that's going to be is it's going to be a complete version of Super Smash Brothers for Switch. It'll be the complete version of the Wii U one. It'll have all the characters, all the DLC, all the stages built into it. Plus, rumor says a few extra characters that didn't make it into the game, like Wolf and Ice Climbers. So John can get wobbled endlessly once again.
I mean, I never struggled with the Ices matchup, but
because Toon Link got Boomerang.
Yeah, because I could just zone. It was easy.
Yo, stay away from me, Popo. Stay away from me, Nana.
All I had to do was separate and kill Nana. It was easy.
Yep, that's how you do it.
But I would like to just see a confirmation of a GameCube VC lineup. That's all I want.
That's the other big rumor there. That it's been permeating for the past few weeks. It looks like the Switch is going to be the first Nintendo console that has GameCube backwards compatibility. Go.
I'll let John take this one.
Well, it seems like for the longest time we've gotten Virtual Console ever since the Wii, and it's been a big hit. It's definitely garnered a lot of money. It's definitely garnered money. It's definitely garnered a lot of the old heads back, I guess, from the NES days that really wanted their old games up on a current console platform that they really don't have to worry about bringing out their old systems and everything. It can all be on one console. And for the GameCube, it's just been neglected ever since I guess after its era. I mean, the Wii never had a GameCube Virtual Console. The Wii U didn't, and now we're finally getting a nod or a rumor from Eurogamer that says, hey, there's probably going to be a GameCube Virtual Console. And for me, that means everything, because as someone who lost their GameCube games in a transaction that I wasn't exactly my brightest, but to me, having those games back, or having the ability to get some of those games back, I mean, I know I probably won't get every single one of them on the Virtual Console. Their lineup and their selection is determined by which games they think will sell well, or which games they think that they can port well. The only obstacle is that Virtual Console has been known to cause issues when it comes to their ports or their emulations. Sometimes the frame rate's bad, sometimes there are problems with the port. It really just depends on game to game, and that's the main thing that's making a lot of people speculative. They're wondering, is this going to have any problems like the N64 games did? Because a lot of the N64 games had a lot of issues.
They did have little glitches,
yeah. So
although I was going to say, the rumors, which again, these are coming from a lot of reputable sources and GameSpot, IGN, they are saying that GameCube backwards compatibility is already working on the Switch, and it's working well.
Good. That's all I care about.
Well enough that they've already got a lineup of titles apparently ready for release as soon as the Switch comes out. That lineup includes stuff like Super Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, and Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Also good, but the only problem with that is, how are they going to update the what's it called? How are they going to what the best way to put this is, how are they going to make it so it works on HD TVs with no lag? Is that just inherent with the console, or is that something?
I guess that's based more on the refresh rate of your TV.
Yeah.
But that wasn't my big question. My big question is, how are you going to control it? Because as we know, the Switch doesn't have a GameCube controller port on it, at least as far as we know.
They'll probably bring over the USB adapter that they put on the Wii U. Yeah, they'll probably do that.
And that would be a very quick and easy way for them to handle that sort of problem.
I mean,
another question,
I'm sure they can do it easily.
Another question is, like, how is that going to work with the Joy-Cons? Like, are they going to add in control schemes to be able to play with just the Joy-Cons?
They would
have to play with the controller or the screen docked on the Joy-Cons.
Well, with the way Nintendo handled Virtual Console between the Wii U and the Nintendo Wii, they modified the game so that the Wii Pad or the Wii Remote or the Wii U Pad could work with those games. So I'd imagine they're just gonna do that. They'll just map it to Joy-Cons. in whatever way that they can.
They can do it.
That's gonna create some problems for games like Smash Brothers, like, because you need multiple sticks, you need your triggers, you need your C stick, you need your buttons, you need your D pad. Which,
I mean, you don't really need C stick, but the pros do. But like casual play, I don't think they're really gonna need it. But I think the Joy-Con has 2 sticks, right? It has a left and right
yes, it does.
Analog.
It does.
So yeah, there you go. That's all you need. Left and right analog.
I meant more when you're detaching.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna have to take the?
That's what I was talking about.
Pro controller with.
Probably. I don't know if there's any way they could do it on the go. I mean, I'm sure they could probably dream up a way, but that's kind of difficult. Mobile GameCube games.
Yeah, I'm sure they could map it to the when you have the Joy-Cons connected to the console itself. I'm sure they could map the controls out, but it's going to be weird playing certain games. Like, it's going to be super weird playing certain games.
Yeah.
Also,
but
I just want to point out that this is going to be the greatest console to play Virtual Console 64 games.
Why is that?
Got our C buttons back.
That's true.
That's right.
We do have the C buttons back.
Oh,
hey, I'll finally be able to play Ocarina of Time and like Pokemon Snap correctly.
Ooh, did you
By the way,
see that came out on Wii U?
Yeah, this week.
What the?
Pokemon Snap. It's on the Wii U Virtual Console. Came out just a few days ago.
That was out on Wii like 4 years ago.
Yeah, but Wii U.
Yeah, it's true. But I was just saying, like, why did it take them so long to port it?
Nintendo.
If I had to guess, they were probably working on a Pokemon Snap game for Wii U at some point, because it just makes sense, and it just
that's why it wasn't happening, because it makes too much sense, and Nintendo doesn't do things that make sense.
Yeah, it's funny though. Now that the Switch is coming out, I can still see Snap Switch happening.
I want that to be a thing. Look, they don't even have to do it for the Switch. They're looking to expand their mobile market. Just make a Pokemon Snap mobile game. That's all you need to do. It's got a built-in camera. You basically have the system already in place with Pokemon Go. Just make it. Just make it. Just do it. That would be that would be great in VR. That would be that. That is the virtual reality game I want to play. This isn't even a tangent I was planning on going off on, but that's that kind of on rails shooter. Or where you just kind of aiming around, you don't have to move, you're just sitting in a chair aiming around with your VR. That's the kind of VR experience I want. Pokemon Snap would be an amazing virtual reality game. Amazing virtual reality game.
That'd be good for the HTC Vive and for the Samsung
for the
VR.
For the Gear VR, for HTC Vive. Shoot, it could work with Oculus or whatever. There's other rumors that one of the reasons why the Switch was postponed is because they want to incorporate VR support into it. That's another one of the big rumors that's come out within the past couple of, well, it really came out last year, but has been corroborated in the past couple of weeks by a couple of prominent websites. I would love that. I would love a Switch Pokemon Snap VR game. That'd be great. Amazing.
I want those things too, but at the same time, it feels like with the Switch, they're trying very hard to go hardcore titles. I put that doesn't make any sense.
I'm not mad about that.
I don't think they want to veer too far off with virtual.
Well, what you're saying is they want to get back to their roots.
Get back to the casual, to the hardcore gamers, yeah.
And virtual reality is anything but that. Virtual reality is an experience for a game.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is, which is why I don't use virtual reality for games. I use it to experience things.
Now, can you imagine if Miyamoto had like engines and started doing things like making those Pikmin movies, watching virtual reality?
That's something I could see happening.
That's something
where you're rather than watching a screen, it's like you're in the story as it's happening, or maybe you're one of the Pikmin.
Oh god, or you're like a Bulborb and you gotta like jump the
Eat
Pikmin.
The Pikmin. Yeah. Oh no! Now it's horrifying. But yeah, Nintendo and virtual reality is an entirely different subject that we could go on forever, because if there's any company, a lot of gaming companies have struggled to kind of really make headway into VR. If there is any gaming company out there right now that could really revolutionize VR gaming, it's Nintendo. It's absolutely Nintendo. They'd be the ones to make really the best experience. But back on the topic of GameCube games, like I said, we do have a few that are apparently ready to go at launch. Maybe we'll be seeing them next week. They are Luigi's Mansion, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Smash Bros. Melee, and I think one other title. But really, what are some GameCube games you guys would like to see? I know personally, I would love to see Paper Mario Thousand Year Door.
Yes.
I would love to see Wave Race Blue Storm. And more so than just about anything else, I want Kirby's Air Ride.
You just want City Trial as like its own game, Sean.
I want online City Trial as its own.
HD, please.
Bring me Kirby's Air Ride. Bring it to me.
I would really like Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life.
Ooh, yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
But it would have to get like the Wind Waker treatment because that game does not run well at all.
Yeah.
My personal picks would be probably Skies of Arcadia Legends, Beautiful
Joe.
Yeah,
I forgot about Skies. Oh my gosh, yes.
Beautiful Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Tales of Symphonia, Soul Calibur 2.
Yes.
Path of Radiance, Fire Emblem.
Large.
Beyond Good and Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Even Star Fox Adventures I wouldn't be opposed to.
Star Fox Assault.
That too. But
ooh, that too.
Adventures gets a lot of flack, but it wasn't a bad game. It was a good platformer, and it was a decent game. It just wasn't like an on-rail shooter what people were used to. It was a good game. It just wasn't Star Fox. It was Dinosaur Planet.
Yeah, because it wasn't meant to be a Star Fox game. The Star Fox skins were kind of thrown on there at the end thanks to Nintendo, which made Rare mad. But.
This is coming from the guy, by the way, who won't play the new Paper Mario even though it's getting really good reviews because it's not an RPG.
It's not an RPG. It's not. It's not an RPG.
I know,
I play is RPGs.
It's still getting good reviews, and you love Paper Mario.
Okay.
I wanna amend my list to add Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2 plus. Can I amend my list with that? Oh my yeah. Okay, well, can we get the Time Splitters collection? Just 1, 2, and 3, all on GameCube backwards compatibility. I would play the ever-loving crap out of that. Shoot, now I'm on a list of GameCube games. Smuggler's Run. Oh my god.
I think I have the
F-Zero GX, Sean. F-Zero GX.
F-Zero GX.
One of the hardest games known to man.
I'd have to prepare my booty for that one again.
Guys,
it hurts.
4 local Switches, 1 copy of Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures.
Oh, 4 Swords Adventures, yes.
Online co-op 4 Swords, please.
Oh my! If they can get the LAN multiplayer to work with multiple consoles, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
because we'd be able to play. We'd be able to play Double Dash. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
See, there's just so many good things. The GameCube. I can't believe it's been basically a forgotten console for as long as it's been. The last time we've really been able to play them is the Nintendo Wii. Years ago, there was never any GameCube backwards compatibility. It had so many good games, and I really hope, of all the rumors about the Switch, I most hope that's the true one, that we're going to get backwards compatibility for GameCube games, because Nintendo has an absolutely massive, fantastic library of first-party and third-party games for the game that I would love to be able to play again.
Now, can you imagine if, say, you and your buddy both own Switches, you're playing Mario Kart Double Dash. You own a copy, but he doesn't. Download Play to his console, is streaming the image from your console to his console, and his console is a virtual controller.
That would be amazing.
I think my brain just exploded.
I would buy every person I knew a Switch.
Yeah, I just say, hey, and you get a Switch. I'm the Oprah of Switches. Just you get a Switch, and you get a Switch, and you get a Switch.
What about the Mario Party titles?
Oh my god, there were a lot of Mario Party titles for that too.
Mario Party 4, one of the greatest Mario parties of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do this to me.
Mario Power Tennis. That game ruined friendships, fam.
And made more friendship.
I remember staying up into the late hours, like learning strats and like min-maxing in that game, trying to figure out the perfect angles to hit the ball at.
Yep.
Fuck that game. I love it.
I mean,
oh my gosh. Mario Golf too.
Yeah, Toadstool Tour was good. Yep. I don't know if Konami would do this, but Twin Snakes maybe.
Ooh.
Look, Konami just wants money at this point.
Maybe.
If you tell them we'll pay you money for a game, they'll say, yeah, sure, take it. I would take Twin Snakes.
Oh, yeah. Metroid Prime 1, 2, just 1 and 2. But they already had the collection on a Wii.
Yeah,
so.
they'll probably just re-release the HD collection from the Wii.
Yeah,
which is fine.
Metroid Prime Echoes. I would buy that.
Yes.
So many good memories, man.
I'm trying to think of any other games. Pikmin 1 and 2 probably released in a collection. Maybe Coliseum. Maybe Coliseum and Gale of Darkness.
Yeah,
Gale of Darkness.
You just want Myra B Man's back. That's all you want.
Myra B.
If it had Pokemon Bank functionality. If it had Pokemon Bank functionality or it communicated with the 3DS.
Mm-hmm. Hey, yeah, so I can send my duking Tyranitar from Coliseum back into the newer games.
Yes.
Special Tyranitar.
It's a shame because I don't think we're ever going to get another Coliseum-esque. Because the developer has literally said, like, so now that we've breached the third dimension, there's really no point in making Pokemon Stadium. Because the games are already in 3D. And my reaction was pretty much like, fuck you. Gimme.
No. Bring it back. Well, I mean, there is that rumored Pokemon Stars, which is rumored to be a Nintendo Switch title.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right.
Go ahead.
I was just saying you're right when in that they say, well, we don't really feel a need to make those Pokemon Stadium-esque games anymore since we have just fully 3D Pokemon games. Look, screw you. I want my Magikarp bounce mini game back.
Give me sushi game.
Give me the sushi game. Do it. What was it? The Clefairy memorization game?
Yeah. Which is horrifying because that sushi made out of Pokemon.
It's made out of Magikarp that you go and bounce later on.
Magikarp and Goldeen.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, what were you gonna say, John?
I was saying maybe like Super Monkey Ball. Those games are good.
Super Monkey Ball.
Good.
If we're getting into that territory, Billy Hatcher, Giant Egg.
Mm-hmm.
Hatcher, I believe.
Sega needs money.
Sega does need money.
They need money.
Apparently, they don't have enough money to officially port Phantasy Star Online 2 to the US, even though the game is completely done. It's been done for like 5 years now. It's got tons of DLC. They keep saying they're going to bring it over here, but apparently they need money. So yeah, I'd buy a Sonic Heroes on GameCube backwards compatibility.
But would you buy Shadow the Hedgehog?
I would. I would buy Shadow the Hedgehog. Just so that I can go to the soundtrack thing and listen to Never Turn Back over and over.
Oh no.
That's all I would buy. That's all I would buy that for.
Here's the main question. What do you think these games are going to be priced at? Do you think they're going to be Do you think they're going to be 35?
I would say $20 to $25 a pop.
20, yeah, that would be my guess. 20 to 25.
And that's the thing. Nintendo charges. They absolutely charge premium price for their virtual console titles. Yeah. And I think they could get away with $20 to $25.
I don't think they can get away with 3DS like $35. That's a bit much.
That's the price of a 3DS game. And I don't know if they'd be able to push it that far.
Considering how rare some of the titles are, like right now, and
but that's
there is no other method for it. Like you gotta remember, virtual console games, they were pretty steep when they first came out on the Wii.
They were. That's what I was saying. They charge a premium price for them.
So I would not be surprised at all if they went like upwards of $25.
Rip my wallet.
Yeah, I hope not, certainly. But I mean, and like GameCube emulation is not easy either. So
yeah.
It's not like Nintendo putting out Legend of Zelda, which you can literally snap your fingers and it's free on your computer in 5 different languages.
That's true. Although Digital Foundry, which is a really great channel that everybody should check out, they since we have a vague idea of what sort of system architecture the Switch is going to have. It is on an NVIDIA Tegra system. They took it's similar to the NVIDIA Shield tablet. So they took an NVIDIA Shield tablet with an architecture as close to the Switch as they possibly could get, and they ran a couple of Dolphin emulators on it, and you can actually get 30 to 60 FPS gameplay for GameCube games on it. You can actually get 30 FPS and a little bit above 30 for Wii games on the NVIDIA Shield. So with Nintendo, and that was just with Dolphin emulation. With Nintendo architecture and Nintendo optimization, I could absolutely see them getting great performance out of GameCube titles at the very least on the Switch.
And beyond that, Dolphin can do things like forced
anti-aliasing, 1080p, yeah.
Widescreen. Like, can you imagine if like Nintendo got it from the source and like actually worked with it?
Yep. Which they can. They're Nintendo.
Yeah. So
I've no doubt that the gameplay experience is going to be top notch. I mean, Nintendo very rarely puts out anything that isn't top notch. But yeah, the future of the Switch is very bright if it does indeed have GameCube backwards compatibility, and if it has a lot of those games available at launch. Remember, one of the most important things for a successful console launch is having an established library of games for people to play on that system right then and there. It was one of the big problems with the Wii U. It went through too long of a dry period without having any game releases. And hopefully that's not going to be a problem with the Switch. I think having a backwards compatible library as large as Nintendo does is definitely a leg up on the competition. Now, the last little bit of news we wanted to talk about today also concerns GameCube backwards compatibility, and it's that Nate is a wiener. I couldn't not read that, Sean.
I'm glad you enjoyed.
But basically, we have a little bit of news. Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem, was a very revolutionary title on the Nintendo GameCube. It was a revolutionary horror title that was, oh my gosh, there's just a war, an edit war going on in the itinerary right now. And it's great. But recently, Nintendo re-registered their trademark on the Eternal Darkness name. They did it as soon as, I think it was back on December 20th last year. Hinting with the description that it was going to have digital content, which has led people to believe that it's going to be backwards compatible. It's also led into the whole GameCube backwards compatible library thing for Virtual Console. Or maybe we might be getting a remastered version of Eternal Darkness as well as some other GameCube titles. I don't know how much stock I put in that, but whatever. It all leads back to GameCube, and I'm happy with that.
I feel like there was at some point going to be a episodic Eternal Darkness game.
There was.
It was canned.
It was canned several times. Silicon Knights, their head has been trying to revive the series several times. It was like called Shadow of the Eternals and a bunch of other different games, and every single time they've had to cancel it.
There was at one point a heartbeat sensor that was going to be developed for either the Wii or the Wii U. I think it was for the Wii, and that was supposed to be in tandem with the Eternal Darkness reboot. And you were supposed to have this little thing on your finger as you were playing, and when your heartbeat was like very, very calm, it would spook you, and then when it got too high, it would like back off and say, okay. It was supposed to read your body's heartbeat and then tailor the game's experience to how much you got scared or how little you got scared. It was apparently going to be, I think this was around 2010, 2009-ish. It was around that kind of time frame, but I think they canned it shortly after something happened.
And now one of the lead designers from Silicon Knights back in those days, he's gone off to create their own company, I think called Quantum Dream or Quantum Entanglement or something like that.
Not Quantic Dream, thanks.
Yeah, no, not them. Yeah, it's called Quantum Entanglement Entertainment. They actually just last year put up their trailer, their gameplay demo for Shadow of the Eternals, which is supposed to be the spiritual successor to Eternal Darkness. I just posted a link for you guys to watch on your own time. So apparently they got pretty far into development of this, but I think it wound up getting canceled.
RIP.
A while back. So RIP. It actually looks pretty good.
I mean, from the way it was described, I can see that being this title for the Switch.
Yeah,
an Eternal Darkness game with digital content.
It could be. And either way, like I said, it all ties back in to the rumor of GameCube backwards compatibility on the Virtual Console. And I really think that's going to be a thing that happens. And hopefully we get to see some of that next week. Be nice. All right, so that's it for pretty much the coverage for next week on Thursday. Of course, on Friday, we are having the Treehouse Live event for the Nintendo Switch, where they are hopefully going to be doing it just like they did at E3 in the past couple of years, where they just have an all-day live stream showing nothing but gameplay that's proven to be really, really effective for Nintendo at E3. In my opinion, it's been really, Nintendo's had some of the best shows at E3 for the past couple of years because they focus so heavily on games. It's not all corporate people on stage and celebrities on stage that you don't care about talking about how important multimedia is with the console. No, it's just constant game live streams for sometimes 5 to 6 hours at a time. So hopefully we get that with the Treehouse Live, just with Switch games, because that's going to be exactly what I need to see. In-depth looks at all of the video games that are going to be coming out when the Switch launches. I got high hopes for it. What about you guys?
Yeet.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeet. Very yeet.
I think I'm about as hyped as I can possibly. And if they pull another, like, okay, in 3 months, we're going to tell you the release date.
No.
Then I will probably crap my pants and refuse.
And commit Sudoku. Just sit down and start playing Sudoku forever.
I just immediately aged to pass where I can enjoy video games.
This is my life now.
Well, this is my life now. I just have to wait. I mean, I hope that's not the case. You'd think Nintendo would have learned their lesson, and that people want information about this stuff, and they want it now. And with the Switch launching, it is launching in 2 months. That is confirmed. It's going to launch in the very beginning of March. Hopefully, we have a lot of games coming out with it.
Yeet.
All I want. Yeet. That's all I want. But all right, that's pretty much everything we had to talk about the Switch today. Was there anything else you guys wanted to mention?
Not really regarding video games.
Video games?
Talk about it a little bit when we get to the end of the podcast.
I mean, this is the end of the podcast.
Okay. I've been streaming. I've been streaming a whole bunch. I did it. I did the stream. I did it.
Time to chill. Hold on. Yeah, you've this is pretty much the end of the show, which before we end the show, we like to let everybody know exactly where they can find us. It's easier since we're live streaming this now for the people who are listening to this on SoundCloud or on iTunes or on any of the other podcast streaming platforms. You don't have this benefit, but for the people who are in the stream, you can actually just head to the description below this video to find all of our channels. But Nate, you have been streaming as of late. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Hunt Artist. And you can find me on Twitch as well at Hunt Artist. And there I'm going to be streaming Stardew Valley, Dark Souls 3, Monster Hunter Generations. That's pretty much all I have on my schedule right now, but I may add a couple more games with like Resident Evil coming out in a little bit and things like that.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be adding those games to the mix up. Sometime later down the line, I'm going to ask Sean to help me one more time find a internal capture card that I can set up with my computer. That'll be fun. Be able to do console games, but for right now, I'm sticking to PC games. So if that sounds interesting to you, you can check me out on Twitch and YouTube, and you can also find me on Twitter at Nate_Donahue. I'll be posting stream updates there.
In the time it took you to say that, I have added your link to the description of the stream.
Thank you.
So people can just go and click that to follow him over on twitch.tv/huntartist. He does have a lot of streams. I was watching, I helped him set some of it up. Good quality stuff. He was playing some Dark Souls the other day, managed to play it without it crashing, which is pretty unusual.
Yeah,
but good.
I set it to Windows 720.
And that stopped the crashing?
Well, at first I figured,
at least thus far.
I figured what it would do is if it does crash, at least I can like click out of it.
Yeah.
Which you can't do if you're in full screen. It just screws your whole day up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't get any crashes. What I did, however, was get my ass handed to me handily by the Nameless King, who is touted as one of the hardest bosses in the game.
I think he pretty much is the hardest boss in the game.
Yeah, so if you want to see me flail around like a baby who's never played video games before, you can do that right on my YouTube page at Hunt Artist.
Yeah, which I need to add your YouTube page to the chat. But I can do that I can do that really anytime. John, where can they find you, man?
You can follow me at EotW every night.
Dennis Frogman,
EotW every night.
It's one every single night. And what can they find at EotW every night?
Big dubs.
Big dubs every night. So there you go. If you're looking for big dubs every single night, you can go follow him at Dennis Frogman. And of course, my name is The Black Link as usual. You guys can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, all at The Black Link. I am still, as of this moment, the only one there. I'm the only Black Link out there, so you should be able to find me. You guys know how we do things here. We have our streams 3 days a week, Planet Destiny, and on my personal channel, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and we produce content all across the week on YouTube. All right, good stuff, gentlemen. Good stuff. I think that's a pretty good first episode for 2016. What do you guys think?
Great. And you know what? Wait, 2017.
2017, yes, that year.
I stopped for a second. I'm like, wait.
What do you mean?
Something else that has big dubs. Dragon Ball Z Super.
Dragon Ball Z Super tonight, starting tonight, January 7th. We are going to finally be getting the English dub of not only Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super, but also Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapters, which covers the Buu saga, the entirety of the Buu saga, starting with Gohan in high school, which makes me happy.
Best filler arc, TBH.
Look, a lot of people get mad at it. That is legitimately the best filler arc. It absolutely is. Like, there's no question. Best filler arc is Gohan in school as Great Saiyan Man, wooing and banging all the chicks and making all the dudes mad. That's it.
Got Pre-Mama Videl, aka Best Girl.
Best Girl, Pre-Mama Videl. I mean, I don't know. That's a weird way to say Android 18 or Marin, but we'll go with that. But all right, guys, thanks so much for listening to the End of the Week podcast, episode 31. Brand new year where every day is the end of the week. We're super excited. Next week, we are going to have all of the Switch news, so it's going to be an even bigger, even crazier episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. This one was done live for you guys on YouTube and Twitch. We might be doing this as things go forward. It makes it easy for me since I don't have to make a video for it anymore. I just take the stream archive. Yeah, laziness, baby. But all right, thanks so much for watching, listening, or whatever you're doing. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Have a good one.
Bye. Bye.
So, stream. What?
You can stop the stream now. I just stopped my audio too.